10-minute workout number 3.1. No, 3.2. Ten exercises, 10 reps of each exercise, 10 minutes, and you're trying to complete as many run-throughs of the 10 exercise circuit as you can. Now, yes, we're trying to do as many run-throughs, but quality, as always, is as high as possible, okay? So it's not a case of just batting reps out, trying to get your numbers up. It's a case of doing them properly, and if that takes you a wee bit longer, you're going to get more from it than just doing half-arsed reps, okay? And I'm pretty clear on that by now. So focus on good quality, focus on good form, and you're going to go far. I'm going to very quickly now explain the exercises. You're going to have a notepad and pen ready. You're writing the circuit down in the order that I'm about to give it to you. You're going to put it underneath whatever device you're watching me on. That way, because you're not going to be following along me, are you? I'm going to be going different paces. We're all at different paces, so you know exactly what the workout is. It's underneath. Anyway, exercise one. Exercise one is seal jacks. Seal jacks is just like a jumping jack, except the arms are out at the front. Now, a lot of people get thrown off because of that. Just think jumping jack, but arms are out at the front and I'm pulling. So I'm nice and light on the toes, I'm nice and tall. Now this is one where you could easily just end up going 1, 2, 3, okay? Big jumps, explosive. Yep, I know you're laughing, right? And that's as simple as that. It's a jumping jack, but you're putting your arms out, and I want you to focus on pulling the shoulder blades apart. So that's exercise one. Exercise two, press ups. I'll be quick. We should be good at them by now. We should be masters of them. You're doing the full press up position, and then if you need to drop to the knees, you drop the knees where they are. That's going to load you in the right position. A kneeling press up and a full press up, they look the same, except my knees are down, okay? We don't sit up like this. Don't sit up into the kneeling press up because it's going to be a mess, okay? If the way I show you is a bit harder, good. You're going to get better from it. Exercise number 3, jumping lunges. Now it's 1 rep per leg, so it's going to look 1, 2, 3. Keep that control there. If you're unable to do that, as in your lunges aren't great, as in you find just regular bodyweight lunges real tough and you struggle with balance, then you're going to do regular bodyweight lunges. There's no sense in doing jumping, but I'm not giving you an option to make it easier. I'm giving you that option because the latter option isn't an option. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Right, anyway, plank jacks next. Plank jack. People on live, I hope you're getting yourself, your appetite's getting ready for some exercises. You're looking rather bored. Hope I'm inspiring you here. Full press up position again, jumping out with the legs, jumping in with the legs. That's 1 rep, I'm doing 10. That's what we call a plank jack. Look at my hips here. I'm trying to not let my hips go. Okay, I'm trying to keep them solid. There is going to be a bit of movement, but that's where the core comes in. Okay, I'm trying to keep the movement to a minimum. Then we're on to the bench dips. Bench dips, beginners, you're going to bring your feet pretty close to the bench. My butt's nice and close, it's just off the ledge. And the bend of the elbow is what the movement is what the movement is. Okay, to make it harder, that makes no sense. To make it harder, bring the feet out straight, that's going to load the arms up, okay? So if you can do bench dips, 10 reps and it's easy, get the legs out, please, okay? Now with these, don't go all the way down. That's too much, it's too much strain. You're looking to go roughly until that upper arm's parallel with the ground, okay? Any lower, and all you're doing is taking that shoulder out the socket and you're going to open yourself up to injury. Stop laughing at me, right? Okay, this is for your benefit. Then we're going to do high knees. Now it's not 10 high knees, it's 10 per leg, so it's 20. So it's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to look like that. It's not going to look like this. Okay, yep, get the knees up properly, all the way. It should be tough. You're trying to stand up tall, almost like you're leaning back, and you're going to feel the core pulling those knees up. You're not just running, but you're pulling the leg as high as you can. High knees, that's exercise number 6. Put times 20, just so you remember that it's not 10 reps. You get the point. Anyway, what we at next? Crab toe touches. So you're going to be out of breath. This is probably what you're going to look like. But this is going to give you a chance to... Okay, now a crab toe touch, drive the hand into the ground hard, grab the toes. Look at the toes that you're trying to grab, and that's going to help your balance. Okay, it's not a case of, oh, I've got monkey arms, you make it look so easy. Yep, all that usual guff I get after this. You're trying to reach that there. That's the core, yep. Work the core. Don't do it half-assed and just not reach the toes. And that is going to be 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. Then we're on to burpees with no jump. Okay, the idea of that is we can go fast. So I'm jumping all the way out, stand up tall. I'm standing up tall, proud chest as if I'm getting my height taken. Make sure you're jumping all the way out. Yep, so I look like this, all the way out. Core's working there. Squeeze through with the butt. Exercise number 9, glute bridge. It's like a present. It's like Christmas came early. Can't believe I even wrote this one in. Plant the feet, up, squeeze, down. I want you to make sure you're getting that squeeze in. That's more important than just going 1, 2. You're up, tilt the pelvis, squeeze the butt, down. All I want you to do at the top is just shout in your head. Well, you can shout out loud if you like. Squeeze, okay? And then back down. Make sure you're getting that prominent pause. Exercise number 10, are you ready for it? Terminators. We love to hate them. You're in the full press up position. Your feet are glued together. Your ankles are glued together, your knees are glued together. I'm going to jump up to the side. I'm going to jump out. That's 1. That's 2. Now, happy with that, everybody? Good to go? Right, let's get warm. I'm including the warm up on the recording today because I don't do it often, and I think some people maybe forget how to warm up, but then also I think you might skimp on it. So this is the full shebang, if you like, on today's recording. So we're going to get you warm, but before we get you warm, I'm already warm, we're going to get you loose. Okay, so let's go for it, everyone. Have those exercises written down. Hopefully your own writing's legible to you. In a simple case, if that's your circuit, you're trying to repeat as many run-throughs as you can. Realistically, 2 and a bit to 3, 3 and a bit more advanced, that's what we're looking at today. But again, you work as hard as you can. Right, feet roughly shoulder width apart, walk the arms out. Then I'm pushing back. I'm going to push back. So with this, I'm trying to push the weight back onto my heels. I'm pushing my hands into the ground, and then I'm trying to push my body through my arms, okay? I'm trying to straighten out that upper back as well. That's just as important. Get rid of that initial stiffness. I can add a little bit of side twist in. That's going to help enhance the stretch of my back. Okay, and then I'm bringing my feet together, everyone. And then take your time with the transition. I'm up on top, and again, you're just slowing it down, dropping the hips and then pushing the hips through here. Fantastic. Okay, so again, if you're feeling a bit tight, just take it easy. You are trying to relax. You are trying to push your body up through your arms as opposed to just pushing your hips down. And you might not be able to see it with the camera angle, but my legs aren't on the ground, okay? And then I'm back up. So this will be the second one. So I'm just going a wee bit further this time. Really just trying to get a damn good stretch. Take it to that point where it feels pretty tough and then push through it. Okay, we're not holding it too long, but there will be a certain amount of discomfort here. We are still trying to stretch everything out and get a wee bit better here, and then I'm going to transition back down again. So first part, we loosen you off with the big 3, the big MF3. Back up, last one. My word, the sweat is pouring out of me this morning. It's a warm one, everyone. Maybe it's just me. Okay, and I'm walking the hands in. Now again, the beauty of this, if you're on recorded, you can just hit the pause button. So if you're feeling anything needs a bit more work, hit the pause button and spend a bit more time on it. Everybody else, you're going with the flow. So feet together, knees soft. Okay, I'm tucking the chin in. That started this movement, and then all I'm going to do from here is continue tucking the chin in, continue rolling that spine up, and I'm not focusing on touching the toes. I'm focusing on one vertebrae at a time, rolling that spine up. Knees are soft. When you get to that sticking point, straighten them out a wee bit, but don't lock them out. Okay, and you're trying to take it further and further and further, and then release. As you come back up the opposite way you came down, one vertebrae at a time, just start click, 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 click. You shouldn't hear a click, you should not hear click, okay? But that's what I want you to visualize. So I'm tucking that chin in, that starts it off, spine starts to curve. I continue that movement. As I'm going down, I'm tucking that chin in more and more and more. Okay, and I'm almost trying to look back up towards the ceiling. So I want you to try and imagine you're doing here. Trying to relax as best you can. You're going to feel this in your hamstrings, glutes, lower back predominantly. You might feel it more in certain areas.
what you do with your arms is up to you. I wouldn't recommend reaching for your toes because then you'll probably stop there and we don't want you to do that. And then I'm back up, release.
Good. And I think it's important we do these, okay? We're going to do one more. It's important we do these first 3 mobility exercises, okay? You can do them anytime. You do them the first thing in the morning when you wake up. We're going for one more. I like to do them before I exercise, regardless of what that exercise is. Why? Because just by doing these 3, just feel instantly like I'm moving a lot better. Everything just flows a lot better, because again, where do we get the tightness? Predominantly lower back, glutes, hammies. Okay, but then the one we done before that gets all the upper back done also, ankles. Okay, you follow these 3, release. You're just going to feel like you're moving a lot better, okay? Right, we're going to go into mobility squats. So we're going to go for 3 squats, and we're not rushing these squats. We'll set myself up in the perfect stance, so feet, God, the sweat's pouring out of me. It's warm. So we're going to go for feet roughly shoulder width apart, drive the toes into the ground. Yep, you feel that pressure on the top of your foot, sorry, the bottom of your foot arch. That's what we're wanting that stability. Then I'm pushing my hips back, bending my knees, and focusing on pulling my knees apart as a squat, okay? And I'm keeping that chest proud. A lot to think about, yes. But the more you do these, all I really think about personally when I'm squatting is pulling my knees apart and pushing my hips back. Okay, everything else happens naturally. Muscle memory over time, so that's why I urge you always, no matter whether you're doing jump squats, you're doing squats against the clock, okay, you're doing these, you keep the mechanics the same. So I'm putting my elbows into my knees, I'm pushing my hips forward and getting a good stretch in at the adductors, in at the groin here, and then I'm back up and I release, I shake out. So no matter when you're squatting, I want you to try and always squat in the best possible way you can with these mechanics, okay? Because the more you do it, the more it becomes muscle memory. You start to teach yourself good habits. You see people doing good quality squats when they've got the time and they're not against the clock. And then all of a sudden when they're against the clock, you see some awful things, okay, where some folk aren't really even bending their knees just because they're trying to go as fast as they can. It all goes out the window, okay? Fantastic. So when I'm down here now, what you can see me doing, if you're able to get down to reasonable depth, you can start sitting onto the heel. Yep, your heel's going to lift off probably, and I can stretch out the ankles, but I want you to imagine you're trying to sit the bum onto the heel and push down. What I don't want you to do is lean forward, go right up onto the toes, and then push down, because you'll feel that on your knee. You'll still feel it on your knee to some degree, not in a bad way, unless of course you've got dodgy knees or knee. But I can get a good focus on stretching out these ankles, okay? But I'm pushing the weight down, not forwards. Now, you're only able to do that if you can get down to good depth on your squat, so there's something to work towards. Right, we're going to get the heart rate up while getting warm, so we're going to get into our dynamic stretches now. I'm going to be holding a wall, if you've got something to hold on to. If you don't, it doesn't matter. And I'm going for my leg swings. Okay, so I'm stretching on the move. I'm throwing my leg forward, taking it to that limit, feel that stretch briefly. Throw it back, feel that stretch briefly. Okay, so I'm getting the hammies on the forward swing, and on the rear swing, I'll be getting the hip flex or groin potentially as well. So the idea is, take it further each time, keep it relaxed and keep your pelvis facing forwards. Change legs when you're ready, of course. So how many of these? I'll always say do at least 10. At least 10, but I don't count, okay? First 5 usually feel pretty awful, as in pretty stiff, and I just keep swinging it until I feel right, it's flowing. Flowing, I don't feel any restriction. Then I'm going to turn and face what I was holding. I'm going to lean into it a little bit, and then it's across the body. Exactly the same thing, and if you're not used to this movement, it can take a wee bit of practice. It's quite a coordinated one, I won't lie. For me, I've been doing it every single day of lockdown, so it's pretty natural to me now. But you quite often see when people do this for the first time, it's very robotic, it's very thought about, and it doesn't flow very smoothly. But again, you know, how many times during the day, on your average day, do you swing your leg about that way? Okay, you don't really. Well, I don't know what you do, but I certainly don't. Apart from doing this, okay, it's not really a range we do very often, so that's why it can feel very bizarre. So it's the same process. I'm swinging my leg as far away each side as I can, getting the groin, getting the adductors, getting the abductors, getting everything all fired up there. And then I'm into my my toe touches. So my toe touches are hinging at the hips. I'm trying to push my hips back while keeping my knees soft. For people that's got this in their head, it's easy. For other people, it's very coordinated because I'm trying to push my hips back while not bending my knees, while keeping my spine neutral, okay? And I'm trying to reach the ground. But I get towards the ground, not by leaning forwards, but by pushing my hips back. So in doing so, by pushing my hips back, I'm lengthening out my hamstrings, my glutes, and my lower back. So you should feel like you're stretching out. The hands up overhead is optional. That's up to you. I'll always encourage it. But focus more than anything on getting down there, but pushing the hips back. And if you're struggling with the coordination of this and you find that you're always just doing this and bending your knees, practice it in your own time. Do it. You really need a mirror. We'll be covering this more if and when we introduce kettlebells. And that's another note. Don't be worrying about equipment. Don't be thinking that all of a sudden you're going to turn up and there's equipment. Everyone will know, and I'll make sure it does not disrupt people who don't have it, okay? Don't worry, I've thought about it. Because I know that you'll probably have to get a mortgage to buy one these days because folk are just taking the absolute with prices. So jogging on the spot, everybody. Let's get the upper body going. So I'm jogging on the spot. Good, and I just want you to shake your arms out, okay? Now, yes, it is quite an in-depth warm-up. However, it's going to get you ready for what's to come. 10-minute workout, all out, flat out. We need to be ready for it for the start, okay? Arms across the chest. It doesn't serve well to do a half-assed warm-up, and then the first run through, you're kind of pacing yourself, feeling a wee bit crap because you're not quite in the zone yet. So that's why with the 10-minute workout, we do a 20-minute warm-up. Because we need to make sure that you're ready for it. So focus on your breathing, straight arms up. Good. Now while we're doing this, to save time, I'll talk you through it. 10-minute workout. You're doing 10 reps of each of the exercises that you've written down that I've just explained at the beginning. And then you move on to the next one. So just copy what I'm doing with my arms. You complete all 10 exercises, that's one run through, you go straight into the next one. You go back to the top, exercise 1, and you repeat it again. This is not your average circuit, everybody. You know that by now, hopefully. Punching forwards. This is not a case of you pacing yourself. Out of all the circuits, I always find this one mentally the toughest, and you should too, because after maybe the first few exercises, you're going to feel pretty blown out. There's no rest here at all, other than what you decide to take, but you shouldn't be taking much rest anyway. It's all out, flat out for 10 minutes, outside your comfort zone, massively. And it's not a case of physical fitness. That'll get you through maybe the first run through. After that, you'll probably be in the state like where, and you're just throwing yourself into the next rep. If you feel that way, trust me, you're doing it right. Okay, relax there, everybody. You take 60 seconds. Any additional stretches you want to do, sip of water, anything, questions on live, but make sure they're valid ones and it's not, you know, something ridiculous. Yep. So, I'm getting that mindset into you, get you ready for it. You're going to find yourself struggling pretty quickly. Don't take it personally, okay? You should be. Regardless of fitness, someone who's fitter is going to be going faster than someone who's not so fit. But both people, very quickly, are going to get to that point where it's a mental struggle, okay? They feel they can't get enough oxygen in, your muscles are on fire, and you're starting to feel pretty damn slow. On this, if you're doing it on live, don't look at other people's screens and go, God, they're way ahead of me. That's the worst thing to do, okay? We're all going to be doing reps to different quality, different standards. Things like squats, some people are naturally able to go lower. Some people don't have the mobility to go low. Who's going to do the reps quicker? Someone who's not going as low or someone who's going lower, okay? It's a competition with yourself. Don't look at other people's scores. Don't look at other people and think, oh, I feel crap because I thought I was better than them. It's not about that. It's about you, get in the zone. It's going to be a hurtful 10 minutes. Why am I telling you that? Because it is. You need to realise that, and you need to realise to get the most out of a 10-minute workout, you need to be all out, flat out, everybody. You happy with that? Yep. It's not so easy to motivate yourself. I'll go on then. What is it?
Jumping lunges, was it 10 each leg or just 10 in total?
10 each leg for you, but 10 in total for everybody else, okay? So 1, 2, yep. Any other questions? I'm only kidding. 10 per leg. No, 10 in total. 10 in total. See what happens. See what happens. The only exercise that you're doing in theory 24 is high knees. Happy?
Cheers.
Oh, you're more than welcome. I'm sure if you were asking the question, someone else maybe was thinking the same thing. Maybe. That's right. He's ready. He's ready to go. This is it, everybody. Okay, when this circuit goes, I'm going to be talking as best I can, giving you out some tips. We're starting in 30 seconds. However, you're going to be in a different place to me. People will be way ahead. People will be way behind eventually. You work as hard as you can at your own pace. I'm not going to count out reps. When I'm on each exercise, probably for the first time, I'll be giving out some key tips, key points, as always. If you want to mute me and put your music up, you can. This is your circuit. You work as hard as you can. You've got your piece of paper. In 7 seconds, seal jacks, stand by. I urge you, work as hard as you can, work as fast as you can. Quality up here, go. Ten of each. Yep, then press ups. Make sure you're all the way down, locking those arms out. Remember, we're not pacing myself. You're very quickly going to find yourself getting tired, thinking, oh man, maybe I've started off too fast. It's not about that, remember. It's about going as hard as you can. Once you've done your press ups, jumping lunges, making sure it's controlled. And it's 10 in total. And I've lost count. Better do another 4. Good. And then after that, it's for plank jacks, everybody. So I'm jumping all the way out. Good. Bench dips. 10. All the way down until your arms are parallel. And like I said earlier, you're trying to, can't even speak, 20 of these into our crab toe touches. 10 of these. So you ain't going to hear much from me, if I'm honest. Just work hard. Make sure you're not setting a pace. Just push it. 1 more rep. Always. Yep. Fantastic. Burpee, no jump. Make sure we're burpees, standing up tall. Glute bridges after this. Squeeze, squeeze. So I'm setting the pace. I'm trying to go fast, but I'm still needing a good squeeze at the top to make it worth my while. I know you're eager to go ahead, but don't lose that squeeze at the top. You should feel your glutes on fire. Yep. And then it's the horrible Terminators that we love to hate. And then we're back at the top, everyone. Let's go. Work as hard as you can. I'm going to stop talking now in terms of what the exercises are, because everybody's spread out now. Keep chipping away. You've only got 7 minutes. Remember, it's up here. It's all up here. I'm already lagging, I won't lie. Out my comfort zone. 1 more rep. That's all it is. Always. Good. Don't lose quality. Keep it high. Bench dips. I don't even know my own circuit. So remember with those bench dips, take care not to go too low. Don't give yourself time to stop and breathe and think about it, because trust me, once you take that first breather and stop and let logic kick in, you'll be doing it all damn day. Push through it, sure, nothing wrong with going, okay, but don't stand there. High quality, nothing less. Good. Well done, everybody. Remember the squeeze and down. You should feel your butt on fire. Tilt the pelvis towards your head. Squeeze at the top. Make sure you're up, pause, down. Up, pause, down. Great work. Let's get those Terminators when you're ready. Dig deep, everybody. Just over 4 minutes. Push it hard. Straight into the next exercise each time. Don't even think, just go. Get that first rep done. And then you'll find that maybe you didn't need that breather after all. Oh, high knees. Keep going. Just under 3 minutes. Push it hard now. Right out your comfort zone. This is where we improve our mental strength. So when it's not quite as hard, we can go on longer. It's not seeming so bad anymore. But right now, you have to be in that hot locker. You have to learn to push through it. And you've got this. Come on. Keep working, everyone. Come on, a few minutes left. Get it done. Push hard. Know when you get to the end of this that you gave this your absolute all, no questions. There's no point you think, you know what, I could probably work a wee bit harder there. I probably didn't need that wee rest. Get to the end and know that you're done and you couldn't possibly have done better. Well done, come on. 1 minute, 20 seconds. Oh. Come on, let's work. We've got 40 seconds. 45, sorry, 45. 10 seconds, don't stop. Do not stop. Come on, push it all the way to the end. You'll be glad you did. Stop. Up on your feet. Up on your feet. I want you to walk around. Even if you don't have the room, just walk on the spot or walk in circles. What I want you to do now is put your hands, your fingertips on your sternum, on the chest. I know you might be hot and you might be breathing hard. Stand up tall, stand up proud. And I want you to take a big breath in through the nose. Pause. Out. Out number 2. Pause. Repeat. Okay, I want you to do that for the next minute. Walk around. Don't walk around hyperventilating. 1 big breath in to 2 complete exhales out with a pause at the top and a pause at the bottom, and you'll find very quickly you can breathe again normally. So there you have it, everybody. 10-minute workout. I'm liking that new format. Why? Because you just tune into yourself. You concern yourself with yourself and you work as hard as you can. And at the end of it, you know yourself whether you give it all you can. Okay, no questions asked. You know, standing there at this moment in time, did I really give that my all? Or was there any points that you will remember those points? If there was points, you'll remember them. You'll remember them clearly. Did I really need to stand there and take that breath? Did I really need to go at that pace? And that's not me questioning you. It's a learning experience. If you've not done if you've not done many of the 10-minute workouts, it can take a wee while to almost trust yourself from the beginning to go hell for leather, okay? Because that's hard to do. Even though you know it's only 10 minutes, you know 10 minutes can be a very long time, okay? And that probably was while we were in that zone. A horrible long 10 minutes. But then you know you get to this point pretty quickly, you recover, and you think, you know what, that wasn't so bad. Maybe I could have pushed myself a wee bit harder. So next time, I won't take the first run through so easy. But again, from experience, hopefully you're there, and you know just to blast it from the get-go. You know that feeling of feeling like you can't breathe, your muscles are on fire, you're struggling to do more reps. Realizing that that's not just you, that's not a mark of bad fitness, that's a mark of you pushing yourself hard, and that's exactly what this is about. So thank you very much. I enjoy these workouts. And again, you'll get a lot of people saying, oh, 10 minutes, you can't do a lot in 10 minutes. You're damn right you can do a lot in 10 minutes, but you need to push yourself, okay? If you paced yourself on a normal workout kind of level, through 10 minutes, sure. Is it worth it? It's better than nothing. But if you go for it and you're at your absolute max, you probably took a lot more away from that than you realise. And again, most of that is mentally, okay? You'll learn to push yourself harder when the workouts that we do aren't quite as intense, but a wee bit longer in duration. You'll think, you know what? This is hard, but nowhere near as hard as the intensity of that last one. So you'll develop that whole, I'm just going to keep going. I can go a wee bit harder. It's not as bad as that 10-minute workout. And that's how it works, okay? Thank you very much. Enjoy your day. And welcome to a new week, a new month. So motivation, let's pull it out. Let's get this month attacked, make it yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Johnny. Cheers, mate.
Good.